From the Mayborn School of Journalism at the University of North Texas, this is NT Daily News.
If you have driven on I-35 near the Golden Triangle Mall, you know traffic can get bad in that area. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sierra Mays.
And I'm Savannah Humoller. This weekend in particular, you might want to avoid that area. The exit at 288 Loop and 35 East is set to close this Friday night. The contractor OHL doing the work on the segment of 35 requires the intersection to be closed in order to add the beams that will extend the bridge. The bridge is currently 2 lanes. After construction, there will be 4 lanes in hopes to relieve some of the traffic in the area. The intersection will close Friday night at 10 and reopen at 6 on Monday morning. Over this weekend, save yourself from time and avoid the area altogether.
The Denton School Board has plans to implement a new policy for the safety of all students, teachers, and staff on campus. The new policy allows district employees with law enforcement experience to carry a concealed firearm on school property. I found out what you need to know about the new policy.
Due to an increase in the number of school shootings, the policy was meant to create a secure and safe environment for students. Denton ISD partners with 6 law enforcement agencies to provide resource officers for 15 campuses. Employees with experience who volunteer are required to complete the same mandatory training as the district school's resource officers on campus.
We have plans in place for different measures, whether it's a stranger being on campus or something as crazy as a bomb threat or a fire drill or even natural disasters. So we have lots of different measures in place that we regularly practice with students so they're aware of what to do in those situations.
The district believes that adding another layer of protection is necessary on campuses. The employees who agree to participate in this will not receive extra pay. However, it will cover the cost of their training and assist with their certifications. An administrative employee who has 2 kids in the district says that this will be a great move for Denton and will create a safer environment for everyone.
From what I understand about the policy, only former law enforcement officials will be able to carry. So to me, that makes me feel comfortable knowing that all staff are carrying. It brings that extra element of safety and security to the schools. Both my kids attend at different levels, and both of them and myself and my husband, we feel completely safe and secure having our kids in the schools.
However, City Council member and parent Deborah Armentor voiced her opinion in an open letter on Facebook stating that ex-cop security guards as another layer of protection in schools are risky. Armentor also felt that teachers and parents should have been included to vote on the new policy. Right now, high school students are now required to wear their ID badges at all times, and there will also be changes in the drop-off procedures for elementary schools. The district is also planning to upgrade all camera systems on each campus. As for the funding will come from the $20 million bond package for campus security they received earlier this year.
The Denton School Board is planning to change the policy next year. Over the weekend, there was a shooting at the 2000 block of Mistywood Lane. Councilwoman Deborah Armentor lives between Nottingham and Jamestown on Mistywood Lane, where shots were fired from a moving car at the house directly across from hers. In response to the shooting, Armentor posted a Facebook that included her reaction based on the new DISD policy that allows teachers to carry guns. In her post, she quotes, "I told myself I was being paranoid after all. I've been spending so much time writing about the new DISD guns in the school's policy." Police are still investigating that area and looking for possible suspects.
Safety on any campus is a top priority. This Wednesday, UNT students can get their bikes engraved and find out how to stay safe at the police department's safety fair. NT Daily's Grace Reyes is here to tell us what else the fair will offer.
The UNT Police Department is hosting their first safety fair for UNT students starting Wednesday morning at 10 at the Union South Lawn. The fair is going to include the Texas Department of Transportation and the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission.
TBC is going to have their beer goggles out there. Like I said, TxDOT's going to be out there with their impaired dodgeball experience. The health center is going to have the health hut out there. So it's kind of a chance for everybody to get together and see what's offered at UNT for safety services from these different groups.
Information about bike safety. Campus officials will teach students about fire safety. There will also be free food and giveaways. While the safety fair is only one day, UNT's police department has several free campus safety programs throughout the year for students. Grace Reyes, NT Daily News.
Thank you, Grace. Also, the UNT Safety Fair, you can meet K9 Keegan, the newest member of the campus police force. The K9 lab, at just 1.5 years old, has spent the last 7 weeks training with Officer Nick Brockle to practice keeping UNT safe. Keegan will be used for public safety at venues such as athletic events, notable public speakers, and around campus for any threats or suspicious packages. Keegan's special skills is great for crowds as he is capable of walking through large groups and is able to sniff out any trace of bomb-making material.
Keegan, he's a special explosives detection dog. He can not only search static objects, but he can also search people in a non-intrusive way. With the growing threats today, the UNT Police Department is dedicated to keep UNT safe.
Keegan is a part of a college trend. Other major universities, including Auburn and Michigan State, are also bringing in special detective dogs to keep their campuses safe.
Brickhouse Gym was flooded on Saturday afternoon during a heavy rainstorm. NT Daily's Samantha Delgado is live from Brickhouse Gym to show us where the water came from.
The owner of the gym says that this section of the wall is what got flooded. If you follow me, it was up to here. But their main concern was the power outlets that were connected to the cardio machines. Over the past weekend, there was a heavy storm that flooded the streets in the DFW area. Brickhouse Gym, a local private business, was flooded and had to immediately take action before the wall plugins connected to the cardio machines got wet. Mike Jones, the owner, used a vacuum and towels to get rid of the water as fast as possible.
So the rain was done by filling buckets full of water, our mopping buckets. We used a wet dry vac and just tried to control or stay on top of it or stay even with it.
During a flood, make sure to remove all electrical plug-ins from the walls and keep away from any potential electrocution. For more information about floods, visit www.ready.gov/floods. Reporting to you live in Denton, I'm Samantha Delgado, NT Daily News.
Thank you, Samantha. Bill Cosby learned his fate today, and we will let you know if he'll face prison time.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
Breaking news from Pennsylvania. Bill Cosby has been sentenced. Pennsylvania judge handed down a sentence to Bill Cosby for the 2004 drugging and assault of Andrea Constant. Cosby's lawyers requested leniency, noting Cosby's age and health status because he's blind. Constant and her attorney were pushing for a minimum of 5 years. 81-year-old Cosby was given 3 to 10 years in state prison, and the judge denied the option of bail.
White House controversies explode this week as Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein drafts a resignation letter and Supreme Court Justice nominee Kavanaugh's accuser agrees to testify in court. David Daniel has the story.
Top GOP brass are urging President Trump to keep his number 2 at the Justice Department.
He shouldn't fire Rosenstein unless you believe Rosenstein's lying. He said he did not do the things alleged.
On Friday, the New York Times reported that Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein suggested wearing a wire and recruiting cabinet members to invoke the 25th Amendment, a move that could remove President Trump from office. Rosenstein denied the allegations, and others familiar with the 2017 conversations say Rosenstein wasn't being serious about wearing a wire and that his comment was sarcastic. Still, people familiar with the conversations say President Trump contemplated firing Rosenstein. He complained about some members of his Justice Department at a rally Friday.
But there's a lingering stench, and we're going to get rid of that too.
Allies are warning that firing Rosenstein could complicate the 2018 midterms and the confirmation proceedings for the president's embattled Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh. Christine Blasey Ford accuses Kavanaugh of sexually assaulting her in the 1980s, an accusation he strongly denies. But Democratic members of the Judiciary Committee want to hear Ford's side. After late-night talks, she's agreed to testify at a hearing expected this week.
If one Republican senator should decide that Dr. Ford's allegations, assertions are true, and that they are serious, it could make a big difference in the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh.
I'm David Daniel reporting.
Kavanaugh's accuser Christine Blasey Ford will testify this Thursday.
In the wake of Hurricane Florence, one of the standout issues is the alarming number of abandoned pets found in North Carolina. Luke Notestein reports from Robeson County.
There are very few things that leave me speechless, and this left me speechless. There was just the sheer amount of animals.
This drone video shows the site off of North Carolina 130 in Robeson County, where hundreds of animals were left behind after the storm in unbearable conditions.
I've been working with animals for more than 20 years. I've been working in cruelty and doing investigations for more than 10, and I've never seen anything like this. There was a total of living and dead. There were more than 600 animals on the site.
Phil from Canine Global Rescue asked us not to use his last name in this story. He says he's still processing the things that he has seen.
Dogs tied to trees, chickens floating in water, dead horses, animals struggling to survive, taking their last breaths of air.
Volunteers from all over the country have traveled to Robeson County to help.
We had Guiding Spirit Animal Rescue out of Arizona that was here to help us. We had the U.S. Army. We had the North Carolina National Guard.
They have rescued 97 dogs, 25 horses, 1 cow, 4 peacocks, and 12 chickens.
It's deplorable, and I don't think it was a casualty from Matthew or Florence. I think it's been a casualty in the making.
Maybe there is a silver lining to this story and to the storm that has ravaged these streets.
And as bad as this hurricane was, I hate to say it, but this hurricane was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to those animals back there, because now they're safe, now they're free, and now they're not suffering.
I'm Luke Notestein, WRAL News, Robeson County.
Volunteers traveling to North Carolina from all over the country will continue to rescue animals that were abandoned during the storm.
UNT Football is making waves. We'll have more for you after the break.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
The UNT football team has made some big changes this year. Starting off the season 4-0, UNT is the only team in the state of Texas to go undefeated. CBS Sports has listed them as number 41 in the NCAA overall points per game. It's shaping up to be a great season in UNT football. UNT will play Louisiana Tech at Applegreen Stadium this Saturday. The UNT women's soccer team is building off of championship winning season with another season that could take them to a greater heights. Coming off winning the Conference USA Championship last year, the UNT women's soccer team is looking forward to their 6th NCAA tournament appearance this year. The NCAA reports that the Mean Green rank 31st in the nation. This ranking makes them the highest rated program in school history. Giving up only 3 goals so far in the season, the Mean Green has their sights set on the national tournament. Sophomore middle fielder Elle Marie Diffrin believes that this team will make history.
After winning the conference tournament in Florida, that was such an amazing lift for me as a freshman. It really got me going, and I'm really excited for this season to win another conference tournament. We are expected to win this tournament, whether it's the tournament or regular season games. And from there, we really just want to get that first win into the first round in the NCAAs for the program, since if we would win that first game, that would be the first win for the program, and hence we would make program history. And I really think that's that's on everyone's mind right now. And we really just want to get that run into the NCAA, get that first win, and hopefully just continue on from there.
The Mean Green are 6-1 on the season and face their rival UTSA Sunday afternoon.
The North Texas men's rugby team season has just started, and there is one player who might be the most athletic on the field, but also the most unlikely.
Luke Lauterbach, number 15 of the UNT men's rugby team, carries 65 red roses with him everywhere he goes.
So I like the roses because, it kind of shows something that's, beautiful and very, very important, very beautiful, strong, but it's, it's covered by, thorns, vines, all that.
65 red roses, a symbol for the life-threatening disease cystic fibrosis. Luke was diagnosed as a baby.
Just kind of sit there,
The main thing it affects is my lungs, and causes breathing problems. I'm coughing a lot, all that. So it's a life-threatening respiratory disease, and it's very serious. I can joke, I can laugh, I can smile about it, but deep down it's very serious, and it has serious implications for my life.
With multiple treatments a day, Luke at one point gave up.
I was in a bad state of mind, and so I just quit doing my treatments. I quit, taking my medicine, all that, and I wanted to live life without the responsibility, and I ended up in the hospital.
What started out as just an idea to get exercise grew into a passion for rugby, a true breath of fresh air.
In high school, I actually didn't know that he had CF, and so coming to UNT, both joining the same fraternity, and him explaining his entire story to me, it was completely different. My entire outlook on him was so much different that, I earned so much more appreciation for everything that he had done, especially with commitment to athletics that a lot of people at CF don't do.
My life's just going to start going down, and I've seen that whenever I've kind of laid off rugby for a little bit to focus on college, having fun, I guess, and I didn't like it at all, and so rugby's really kept me motivated, and the teammates are great, the coaches are great, and I love every time I'm out there, especially on Saturdays whenever we're playing, I love it.
The game of rugby moves fast, but at least one player stops and smells the roses.
The UNT Rugby season is currently underway. After the break, we'll have an up-and-coming fashion designer from Texas Women's University.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Oh, thank you. Did you see anyone drop this? Did you lose this? Thanks for helping us. No problem. Is this your nurse? You're welcome.
We do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 5 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid. A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us. But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words. These are not my words. These are not my words.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
A fashion design major at Texas Women's University has big plans for Muslim women when it comes to style and clothing. NT Daily's Juliana Leon shows us what this student hopes to achieve for Hajibus.
Sheila Mokaminga is a 22-year-old female who has faced some struggles on how to fit in with her peers when it comes to her style. She's Muslim and has expressed how difficult it is to shop for herself because of her religious beliefs.
Like, I have to start shopping for like modest clothing. When I mean modest, I'm talking about like stuff that covers my legs, my arms, and it has to look like I'm not showing any curves or like my skin pretty much.
Mokaminga has always been passionate about fashion. When she started to realize how hard it was to find stylish clothing that was suitable for her and Muslim women like her, she decided she would become a designer. The student then set the ultimate goal for herself.
I just wanted to pretty much be the first Muslim, or hijabi as they call us, to go into New York Fashion Week, because that's like the biggest place in America to go and showcase your collections that you have like for designs and all that.
Mokaminga says she noticed most of the American designs showcased in New York Fashion Week have models showing a lot of skin. When it came to the runway designs that were suitable for her, she says they were too expensive. She not only wants to make Muslim wear fashionable, she also wants to make it as affordable as possible.
She would dress in, modest clothing that was still, trendy and fashionable, and that's not something that a lot of Muslim women can do. It's kind of hard in this day and age.
While she's still in school, she wants to get a head start in creating her own line. Juliana Leon, NT Daily News.
Mokaminga is a junior at TWU and plans on getting her bachelor's degree in fashion design by 2019.
After 6 years in the making, a new children's museum has opened. Explorium is a nonprofit children's museum that opened their doors to families on September 15th. After struggling with being able to afford renovation costs, the nonprofit almost had to cancel the project. With the help of GoFundMe and other donors, the museum was able to raise enough money to make their mission come to life.
We want children to be able to explore their natural curiosities in a safe place where it's safe to fail. So we want everybody to leave feeling a sense of having learned something and to create a love of lifelong learning.
Explorium is a perfect for children aged 12 and younger. The museum is now open Wednesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, visit www.exploriumdenton.org. That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time for NT Daily News.